Yes. Just so you know, I took my husband's name when I married, but now we're getting divorced, and I'd like to return to my former name. Yes. The dissolution of marriage is fraudulent. I don't know if it's Mrs. Budnick, Mrs. Griggs, or any other last name. But I do know if Heidi got married, then it's a fraudulent marriage. It's bigamy. Now, maybe she wants to get married. Okay. I don't know where she's at. But I'd like to have my last name back. And when you decided to interfere in my marriage, yes, you obstructed my right to remove my wife from my life. Now, you would not admit any wrongdoing because you're law enforcement and you're hiding behind your fear of me. Yes, because I'm going to have you put in prison. Now, I just wanted you to know, okay? I don't want Heidi Griggs to have Heidi Budnick. I don't want her to have my last name. Yes. That was something that I gave her at the time of marriage. Yes. But when you didn't serve me a dissolution of marriage, and you didn't contempt court when she filed for the default dissolution of marriage, yes. And when Healthy Families of Clallam County interfered in my marriage, right, by making a fraudulent police call, I want you to remove yourselves. And then I'm going to sue you, each and every oath of office. Now, I gave you a copy of the actual marriage certificate. Yes. And I know you say, well, he's gone off track, but there's quite a few lawsuits in this whole concept of marriage rights and benefits. Hmm. Now, I was reading some sort of article about the Quilcene football team, and one of my sons, as a sophomore, has been selected to be a part of some other team. Yes, I wanted every individual in the Quilcene High School to know that I'm going to sue them. Yes, because I mean the faculty. Mhm. Now, the superintendent of schools of Brennan, Washington. Yes. Did you get a copy of the dissolution of marriage? Did you get a copy of the actual Superior Court case summary? Yes. Did my wife inform you that she still has my last name? Did you ask to see the original from the United Nations? Um, Holding my sons hostage because of your fear of men, yes, is going to cause you to have to go to prison. Now, I know I did not get notice of court hearings, but I would have thought that I would have included in my response to the dissolution of marriage the actual marriage certificate from the United Nations. Yes. You can see a signature right there. Yes. I married Heidi Lee Budnick in Kosovo before they were a nation. That means that we have to dissolve this. Right. That means that you're employing of my wife without the enforcement of the equal protections of the law. It does mean that my sons are being held hostage. Pooch, she kidnapped them. Oh. So for every individual and all the superintendents of every school district that have knowledge of this, you are mandatory reporters. And this concept that we can know about crime and then we can act like we don't have to enforce the laws is these five minors named, right? I was arrested, but I wasn't in Swin, Washington. Yes. They issued court orders where I, as a respondent, did not receive actual notice of hearings. And then my record was expunged in 2012. Oh. Now, I'm going to want to divorce my wife. So if the employer in Brennan School District could inform her that she's needing to talk to me, why don't you contact Jefferson Sheriff's Department? Um, I wasn't in Brennan, Washington, and I don't know where Heidi works. I don't know the location. I was never there. I was in Port Angeles, Washington on June 16th of 2017. Now, these lawyers, yes, that have a certain amount of liability, they're known as attorneys and they belong to bar associations. Yes, I just wanted them to know that I'm really not a very nice man. Oh. Now, the reissuance of every temporary, oh, look at that. My phone just stopped again. Oh. Now, why don't you decide that you're going to enforce the laws? Superintendents of every school district of the United States, you cannot issue dissolutions of marriage where you don't protect the due process rights of the father of the children. Yes. It's not in the best interest of the children. Yes. To have them be in the custody of a spouse that did not make sure of myself or any man getting notice of court hearings. And then I'm absolutely sure that it is a violation of the laws of every state to not make sure that the spouse gets a copy of the dissolution of marriage. Now, Clallam County has an obligation to make sure that as the father of 5 sons, that I would have received notice of court hearings. And as many women as want to say, well, he's crazy, that still does not. You cannot discriminate against men. As much as you might dislike them, as much as you might fear them, men are not the same as women, but you have to treat both genders equally. Any man that's ever made $1 million realizes that when you take their kids, oh, men will get very mean. Now, a superintendent, you need to tell my wife, right, that she needs to give him my sons. And you need to tell the sheriff's department that they need to enforce the equal protections of the law. You can't issue dissolutions of marriage where there's forgeries. Yes. You can't issue court orders where there are forgeries. Ooch. You cannot violate the laws of